critical thinking is a huge part of journalism because I think it kind of goes hand in hand with problem solving, and there's a lot of and kind of analyzing too, and there's a lot of that when you're, even if you already have written your story and you know it's a good story, you still have to even think critically about how to make it fit on the page.
You have to get like the point of views from all different sides of the story, so that's kind of the hardest part, like trying to find each and every different aspect of like your school.
You have to come up with ideas that hold people's attention. You can't just be like, oh, I'm going to go cover this person who's a swimmer. You have to figure out, okay, why is this person a good swimmer? Why are they interesting? What have they done? Why am I covering them? Communicating is a big part of our class. We have to communicate with people outside of the class who you have to interview. So you have to call people, you have to email people, you have to follow up on people, which is definitely hard in the beginning because it's definitely stepping outside of the comfort zone.
I love doing that really kind of mind-bending work, figuring out how to really get your theme at a deeper level. And when I write the theme explanation for our book, really getting to make people think of such a simple theme that we have in a completely different way.
It helps to have two different viewpoints on things because if you have a one-sided story, nobody wants to read that either. There's not very much that you can do by yourself, no matter what it is, if it's newspaper or anything in life really. But with journalism, it's more important because even if you're doing a story just by yourself, you can't get the information you need to do a good story by yourself. You have to interview other people and get the facts from different sources.
We each are each other's like teachers, kind of. Like we work together and like we ask each other questions, we watch each other's videos, we make critiques. Like we try to make them as best as possible. It's not just your video, it's everyone's video.
Realizing the strengths that everyone has and giving them the correct job for that topic. So if they're really outgoing and they're going to talk to people, you send them to do the interviews because they don't care if they're going to be interviewing some super intimidating person. They'll just really dig deep. Or if someone's very creative, letting them take a little more of the design leadership and really focusing on that. So it's been it's realizing how you can work together as a staff, not just as an individual.
You have to be really creative in this line of work, I guess, because you have to keep it interesting. I mean, if you watch the same story over and over again, someone's going to change the channel. So you definitely want to think outside the box to try to find a new angle.
It was interesting to get low angles and high angles and mess with the exposure and stuff like that. And it was just, I tried to look for things that would be exciting and not just another picture of somebody tackling somebody.
It's different than sports or like honor society. It teaches you more about yourself that like I would never imagine.
I love thinking that this is going to be something that people care about in 50 years, that I get to create that, and also just seeing it come together is one of the most satisfying things. This year, as it's starting to really come together with the cover and the end sheets and all the spreads and the design, it's so satisfying to see you are making something that looks this amazing.